true and faithful relation of what passed for many years between Dr. John Dee and some spirits, Meric Casaubon, 1659. I believe we were going over key 3, number 6, Neiza, on whose hands Azin he stoopeth and kisseth the ground. 5, HLESMOC, a circle. Conceal. 4, RIZ, I am. Seer. 3, DAIP. Your garments. Piad. Your guff. Well, we'll see that. We have he and O at the bottom of the page. But 2 is, oh well, he kisseth the ground, he setteth his hands on the ground. 2, OHOG, saith, go ho. 1, AMCIM, behold. Yikma. And remember, that would be how you'd read the letters, but Enochian reads right to left, so that explains the whole thing. And the Navagi said, this is all. He says, now in the name of Jesus, as it pleased you before, so would we gladly have the sense hereof. In English, Navagi said, let him that hath wisdom understand. 1, behold. 2, saith. 3, your God. 4, I am. 5, a circle. 6, on whose hands. 7, stand. 8, 12 kingdoms. 9, 6. 10, R. 11, the seats. 12, of living breath. 13, the rest. 14, R. 15, as sharp sickles. 16, are the horns. 17, of death. There's looks like a 3 next to that. 18, wherein. 19, the creatures of the earth. 20, are. 21, 2 are not. 22, except. 23, mine own hand. Looks like a 2 next to that. 24, which. 25, WHICH. 25, sleep. 26, and. 27, shall rise. 28, in the first. 29, I made you. 30, stewards. 31, and. 32, placed you. 33, in seats. 12, are, and 12 seats. 34, of government. 35, giving. 36, and every one of you. 37, power. 38, successively. 39, over. 40, 456. 45, and is on a different line. Well, 6 is like half a step up. And I think there's a mystery in the Enochian numbers in regards to them not always being on the same. The true ages is 41. 42 of time. Oh, that thing that I thought was a 3 is probably the just a blurred semicolon. (42) of times, 43 to intent that, 44 from the highest vessels, 45, and 46 the corners, 47 of your government, and Gal, is it Gabriel? Says, mighty is the God of hosts among his people. 48, you might work. 49, my power. 50, pouring down. 51, the fires of life and increase. 52, continually. 53, on the earth. 54, thus. 55, you were become. 56, the skirts. 57 of justice, 58 of truth, 59 in the name of, 60 of the same your God. Is not listed as 59 here. 60 is of the same your God. 61, lift up. 62, I say. 63, yourselves. 64, behold. 65, his mercy. 66, flourish. 67, and name. 68, is become. 69, mighty. 70, amongst us. 71, in whom. 72, we say. 73, move. 74, descend. 75, and 76, and apply yourselves unto us. 77, as unto. 78, the partakers. 79, of the secret wisdom. 80, in your creation. Now, is the word for government, is that the thing that has, does it end up having, extending the Z in this one reading? So there's a Zod. No, 73 is 3. Is listed as Zakar. So, but the Zod Akar. Okay, Edward Kelly says, now all his fingertips disappear. Now Gabriel standeth up and says, okay, so that gal there is actually Gabriel. That's what I thought. Hark, O ye sons of men, is the first of nature, and the beginning of your being and body, whereby the things of the world have a life and live. Let him that hath wisdom understand. Grow together, for this hath its fruit in due time. Albert Lasky hath not done the commandment of God. He should have been here by this time. And D makes the note, there are 3 calls in the second part of Cracovia and 1 in the first. These 4 calls are the second, the third, 4th, and 5th are for the first table, can have no call. It is of the Godhead. And D said, Gloria, laus, honor, eo, imperium, sit Deo nostro infinita seculorum secula. Amen. Remember that on Wednesday night, April the 25th, my Lord Albert Lasky came at night to Cracovia. And lay in a little wooden building among guards by St. Stanislaus Church, and on the Friday morning following intended to enter his journey toward Kesmark and the recovering of Kesmark. Jesus prosper his just cause. And we have Wednesday morning, April 1584, Cracovia. Jesus, is that how they would say it? Or would they say it Jesus like we typically say, whatever. Not that I'm addressing prayers to Jesus or something, I'm just relating what's being said here. But, so on. Navalgi said, a new action. Backward as before. 52. D-A-I-O-I. Of him that liveth forever. Yoyad. 51. R-I-Z. I am. Zir. 50. P-A-L. 4. Lap. 49. P-L-E-R-V. A strong seething. Vrielp. 48. M-Z-A-Z-O. Make me. Ozesm. 47. D-O and Ode. 46. LACIM in power. Picasso. 45 NARMAZ, show yourselves. Zamran. 44 DOQONG, unto his servants. Canuck mode. Gabriel said, "This place is become holy, and he is become more meek." Navalgi continued. 43 AC, therefore, Ka. 42 RACAZ, move. Zakar. Navalgi said, "Make a stop there." 41 LEHOG, safe the first. Go heal. Edward Kelly said, "Now the cross is come in again, thinner than it was before." 40 UZROT, arise. Torzav. 39 NODIAI, of the powerful. Yadon. 38 NINAM, in the mind. Manyan. 37 QO, but. Ok. But it's Aqua in the transliteration here, so could that be a variation of how you say it? With or without the eighth end. 36 EGAT, as is not. Taki. 35 SROC, such, course. 34 FORT, a building. Troph. 33 NAON, you're become. Noan. 32 PAL, 4, lap. 31 NOG NOZO, then the many folds of the winds. Ozone gun. So it's NOG. And we have 30 AIB. Before we get to that, we again have an O and a 2 in the middle here. 30 AIB. Your voices. Yeah. 29 SIHCR. Kiss. The I is long, so yeah. Kiss. But there's talk about the Enochian. Does the letter Y have the dot or not have the dot? 28 PLACIM, mightier. Nyitkalp. 27 DO and Ode. 26 IRRO, then the barren stone. Ore. 25 DSUL, your feet. Livsid. 24 SIHCR, kiss. They're reminding you it's like the Greek kiss. 23 IUIG, stronger. Yidda. 22, Hotlab, of righteousness. Balto. 21, Egoo, for the chamber. Ogi. 20, SBRVT, in their beauty. Verbus. 19, QLS, ROL, the flowers. Lors luck, or Lors la qua. I guess the there's a variation. 18, ATQ, or as. Or kuta. Because a lot of people have trouble with the sound and joining it without some sort of extra vowel to the what's next. 17, ADEL, CARAP, for wedding. Paraklida. 16, OHLAT, cups. Talho. 15, AT, as. Ta. 14, GMARBA, I prepared. Abramg. 13, AMRASAC, whom. Kasarma. 12, HPDAIP, within the depths of my jaws. Pyadpa. 11, ZAZAZI, I have framed. Yizazaz. 11, GRUPLAI, the burning flames. Yal. Yelp. Verg. 9, MABOS, whom. Sabam. 8, L, of the first. L. 9, VIIV, OU the second. Viv. Or Viv. 6, DLAS, your voice is a wonder. Salt. 5, PIAAF, understand. Yep. 4, MO, Ohm. Elsewhere we'll see that Ohm is listed as understanding. And wonder, fa, ep, but 3, GNOZ, of the winds. Zong. 2, HAAPV, the wings. The and then 1 would be TGDA, can. Gut. The first word is the last. So 1, can. Edward Kelly said, now he holdeth up many hands and fingers as before. On the very end of the fingers, distinctly, these parcels appeared in English. 2, the second word, the wing. The pa'ah is the wings, and adgut is can. 3, of the winds. 4, understand your voices. of winds. 5. OU, 6. The second, 7. Of the first, 8. Whom, 9. The burning flames, 10. Have framed, 11. Within the depth of my jaws. 12. Whom, 13. I prepared, 14. As, 15. Cups, 16. For a wedding, 17. Are as, 18. The flowers, 19. In their beauty, 20. For the chamber, 21. Of righteousness, 22. Stronger, 23. Are, 24. Your feet, 25. Than the barren stone, 26. And 27. Mightier, 28. Are, 29. Your voices, 30. Than the manifold winds, 31. For 32. You are become, 33. A building, 34. Such, 35. As is not, 36. But 37. In the mind, 38. Of the all-powerful, 39. Arise, 40. Safe the first, 41. Move, 42. Therefore, Edward Kelly said, all the stone is become very dark. I guess it's Navalgi again. The wicked said, thou shalt go no further. D said, I prayed. Rofensis, Psalm 9, and the Lord's Prayer, and the stone became clear, and the fingers appeared again through the mercy of the highest. So is it Rosensis? Because it looks like F's, but that could be a smear. 43, unto his servants. 44, show yourselves. 45, in power. 46, and. 47, make me. 48, a strong, seething, in brackets. 49, 4. 50, I am. 51, of him. 52, that liveth forever. And in the margin, that his and him corrected were of the wicked his subtle suggestions. And Edward Kelly said, now appear no more fingers. Navalgi said, compare them now together. Edward Kelly said, now he is set down in his chair. D said, I have compared the English joints to the mystical words, and I find 12 of each, so that they agree. Navalgi said, thus you have this day's labor. Now the white silk is extended over the stone. D said, Sole Deo nostro Deo omnipotente eo majestatis tremenda eo super omnia amanda sit omnis laus gratiarum actio eo jubilatio. Amen. Friday, Cracovia, Aprilis, main hora, Sarah 9. Oration Dominica eo alias. Precabis ad Deum venitis pro loca veritate in hunc formam omnipotens semp etern vera eo vive Deus noster mete nobis spiritum sanctum eo veritatem tuam ut sapienter fideliter eo constanter tibi serve amas omnibus deibus vita nostra. Amen. The white curtain or veil appeared very long. D said, it fell so out by the wonderful providence of God that Edward Kelly and I quietly considered these actions generally, and the contrary spiritual informations given to him apart by himself, and sometimes while we were receiving our instructions by our schoolmasters, of which contrary power some would rail on God, and blaspheme his majesty horribly, as may appear by the record of some late actions. But this was our conclusion, that we both desired the verity, and that so as best might please God in the manner of coming by it. Now, I'm not so sure that they blasphemed, as they just per se didn't like the Christianity and were trying to point, hey, there's some, some other truths that you should be considering. Nora arbitrament. Oh. Nora retirement of God required. Okay. And he continued, be judge, O Lord, between us, sending us the verity of the judgment, for the glory of thy name, for as much as they which impugn these proceedings do, to Edward Kelly, as it seems perfecter, and more wise and fruitful than our schoolmasters, which I took to be the true and blessed angels, and so on. Edward Kelly says, now is the note plucked aside. And he said about 11 of the clock. So they were at that for a full 2 hours. D said, blessed be the highest. It was almighty. Dies mensis habit 14 of the side year. Okay, so they're on to Saturday. Gabriel said, Danida, a mighty prophet, not the least upon the earth, opened his mouth and said, behold, there shall a whale come from the east, the 14th day of this month. Sob. Edward Kelly said, they seemed to speak both together. Gabriel and Navagi said, and he entered into the field, and he met with a merchant. And he said unto him, thou art not for me, for thy intent dwelleth in the world. He went further, and lo, there was a field of all kind of people, diversely recreating themselves in their own pleasures. And he said, lo, these are not for me. And he went on, and lo, he saw, and it was a naked man. Gabriel and Navagi said, mark, towards Edward Kelly. And Edward Kelly says, so I do. Gabriel and Navagi said, in his hands were diverse things, moss, leaves, flowers, and herbs. And he wondered, saying, why art thou naked? And he said, lo, I am old, and am without garments. And these are the things wherewith I will be clothed. And the prophet talked with him, and told him of the whale. Edward Kelly said, they speak both together, that I cannot discern their voice. And a child, a hill. Pen, ink, and paper. Orions. Note until, monarchs, Monday. El sui, subdite, a marble stone, strangers. Maris, inundatio cum tempestate. Venius, ventus, 2, pater vita, mysteria coronarum, ventus 3, ventus 4, 5, terra motus, the whale came, the whale's mouth, And then off to the side here, D, 12, 18, D, 40, 36, 21, and the miracle. And, okay. So I'm not going to quite get to that here, but, and he commanded him to kneel, and he lifted up his hands to heaven and prayed within himself, and said also to him, I am a prophet, rise up, I will bless thee in the name of my prophecy. And lo, he took him by the hand and went forward, and the way was rough, stony, and very sound. And as they went, they found men, huge and big, monstrous. And the prophet said, These please me not. And as they talked on the way, they overtook a little child, and the prophet asked him by his name, and he answered. He was a man, and he said, Thou pleasest me, for thou mayest be a man. There was a hill, and they ascended. And after a while the child became weary and sat down, saying with himself, This hill is troublesome. I am not able to keep company with them. And the prophet, missing him, went back and found him sitting. And he began to weep, saying, Whither will you lead me? But the prophet comforted him and said, Now thou seest, thou art not a man, and thus he did, ascending sundry times. And lo, it was the top of the hill, and the sun was hot and clear in the midst of the day. The prophet said unto the child, Look to the center of the sun. And so he did, steadfastly. And the prophet said unto him, Now I have experience of thee, and know that thou wilt be a man. And he said unto him that was naked, Here are pen, ink, and paper. Don't sun gaze. Don't sun gaze. And lo, thou hast that can see far off. And he showed him the seas, saying, Look unto the east. And he told him of the whale and of its coming, and of many mysteries. But the man answered him, saying, I am naked, the air is sharp, and I have no food. How can I, therefore, stay so many days? And he said unto him, Sit down, and note until this child become a man. And I'm going to